My wife was partially horrified, partially terrified. And I don't think I'd be here now if it weren't for all of them. Well, I'm not sure if I should answer that question. Our parents used to give us beer when we were younger, just to sip. I won't say what age. First memory of craft beer, though, would be when I was in college. My cousin got a bunch of Sam Adams, I think it was Sierra Nevada, and Anchor beers. And that was the first time I actually got to try a craft beer. And it was amazing. I always used to joke when I was younger that at some point I'd love to open a brewery or distillery. And I think I joke because I love drinking at the time, but never in a million years did I actually think I was gonna do it. And I actually went, after college, went to work for a family business. And it was only when I moved back from Indonesia, 2015, that I really thought seriously about opening a brewery. I was looking at naming the brewery Engkanto Brewery. Yes, I love the idea of, you know how we all drink. Even, I'm sure with you, when I was growing up, many times we'd buy beers, we'd buy tanduay in the convenience store or a gas station, and we just find a spot to drink, usually on the side of the road somewhere. You know, the issue with Cantos, it may sound almost, it would take away from the fact that craft beers are premium, higher quality beers. And then my cousin who was helping us with the branding at the time thought, what do you think about Engkanto? And a light bulb clicked in my head because I grew up in Cebu. I love the whole idea of the connection between our superstition as a culture, particularly Visayas. You know, we believe in mysticism, folklore. Growing up, I would hear the stories of the duendes, the capres, chanaks, and it was terrifying, yet also really piqued my interest because I just love the stories. Well, when we started out, actually, I'm sure you've seen our original logo. It was a death head moth, right? And it was a beautiful logo, super nice, and a ton of people loved it, but it was also dark. Our labels at the time, our packaging, it was very hard to determine what beer you were drinking just by looking at the labels, right? They were very artistic, very kind of colorful, but it was hard to tell what you were looking at or buying. So when we decided to do the rebranding, which was terrifying at the time because you never know how it's gonna turn out, right? How do we rebrand in a way where our new logo and our new packaging, labels, and even the variants we're gonna be carrying are much more representative of the Philippines? And culturally, we're probably one of the most colorful and brightest cultures in the world, right? We're extremely happy, extremely loving, caring culture. So we thought, how do we create a logo that's representative of that? And that's how we came up with the sun. Like a modern rendition of the sun, which is bright, similar to us as a people. And we also wanted our labels to be super clear. So with the high honey, you have the honey dripping, so you know that it contains honey. The mango has the mango coming out of the lagoon, right? The green lava is volcanoes, and add two new ones, which were the high honey ale and the Mango Nation hazy IPA. And the reason for that is it gave us a chance to incorporate local ingredients, right? Which really made us stick out as a Filipino brewery. How could we make ourselves different and very representative of our country? And that gave us a great opportunity to do that, the rebranding. I always into beer. I mean, I started early, you know, most of us do here. System you guys saw, the small system, is the system we started with in Makati, when we were just testing out recipes and having friends and family come over to give us their feedback on what they thought of the beers we were doing. Yeah, and that was 2016. I mean, setting it up, you know, having to go back to True Value Ace Hardware 5 times in a day because you forgot something that you were meant to get. I remember there were times where you think like a clamp is in place and then the hose kind of, because of the pressure, kind of pops off and you're sprayed with the wort, which happened to us several times. And it was just fun. We had like this little kind of like room in a building in Pasok Tomo Extension. And to me, actually, those were probably some of the most fun days that I've had in the last 8 years, just because outside of, again, learning to set up the system and stuff, it was also the first time I was brewing myself. So it was a lot of learning for me. And I have the best memories of that time. My wife was partially horrified, partially terrified. Because you're going from at the time I had two young kids, and going from a stable job with a family business to now starting your own company where you're probably not going to be able to pay yourself, right? As you start up, and but then also outside of that fear, she was also the most supportive of my decision to start the company, along with my family and my friends, right? So it gave me a lot of kind of like hope and confidence that despite that I knew what I was doing was scary, and even myself, I was extremely scared, because there was a lot of unknowns. Their confidence gave me a lot of confidence, and I don't think I'd be here now if it weren't for all of them.